Happy days and welcome to another amazing redesigning legacy for the philanthropic entrepreneur. Let me say that again because it's all sketchy. Redesigning legacy for the philanthropic entrepreneur with, of course, the legacy guru, my partner in crime, and my adjoining legacy soul, which is the amazing Donna Martin.
Hey folks, nice to meet you. And Paul, yeah, you're a
Happy
legend.
days. And we are, I don't know, are we 12 hours apart? Something like that. I'm not quite sure.
7.
Oh,
We're
it's just
7.
seven, man.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Well, here's the thing. I want to talk about something that you are very passionate about, and there are two words you put together way before we met. I've been watching your videos for many years, and I've been watching your videos for a long time. And here it is, we are collaborating. We are going to be doing a lot of great work together, and I'm really looking forward to that. But what is your inner truth? Inner truth. Now, it is when you think about it, for me, it's like, well, your inner truth is what? Just being truthful to yourself. I mean, I don't know. It's like truthful to Deb, my wife. What is your inner truth, Donna Martin?
So for me, Paul, and I talk about this a lot, and this is some of the conversations that me and you have on our deeper dives where it's literally going, but break that down, but break it down again, but break it down again.
Yes.
And so when I talk about inner truth, what is inner? Inner is your internal, it's my internal. And for me, it's a feeling. Like we all operate on an energy. Our mind is energy. It's in every cell of our body.
Wow.
Neville Goddard talks about from theology and years of great teachers. Feeling is the secret. So when it comes to internal truth, it's our inside all-encompassing knowing. And because I want you to just digest that, it is your inside, my inside. And for me, it sits down in the solar plexus. It's really in there, right up beside the heart. It can't lie. I remember being in relationships where it wasn't the right relationship, where my heart couldn't lie. My internal feeling was crushing, panic, sadness, that thing of, really? Do you have to go?
Wow.
You know that it's not right. That could be in your business. It could be in your relationship. It could be in how you're showing up, how you're presenting, what generational legacy.
Isn't that though, Don, like that's a moment of enlightenment then? Because let's, backpedal there where you say, your internal truth. And it is, your internal truth is that somewhat will take some people perhaps many lifetimes to understand because of the reshaping that we go from birth to, let's say, 20 before we're independent in life. And, there are when we talk about that internal truth, I'm not sure that there's a large percentage of the population actually understand their own internal truth or hear their own internal truth because of the shaping they went through from child to adult, from the parents, somewhat that emotional umbilical cord that's connected between me and my mother. My truths are still somewhat shaped to what her truths are because she made me. And we could say we do become manipulated by our parents because of their own insecurities, which shapes my internal truth until I guess I really do connect with me as a soul, human being, solar plexus, call them whatever you want, is that it's not easy to recognize your internal truth, do you think?
Well, do you know what I would say to people? And we've had these conversations as well about the level of discussions and the level of awareness. My impact started in the womb, right through 4.5, mother left, into teenage, into 20s, into death threats, into trauma, into nearly 2 years of violence, living in the age, hypervigilance, wanting to take my own life. You've bankruptcy thrown in there, you've losing everything in my world twice. So when I
Wow,
say
wait, girl, you just completely rolled that off, but scanned right through that cap and gown of trauma. that you went through. Let's go there again. You know, mom left at 4, and then there's bankruptcies, then there's death threats, and then there's you're a suicide survivor. All these things that you just scan through, which effectively were not your internal truths. Would you say that's why?
And I don't, when I say them, I'm at a place of wisdom where, because my awareness and impacts began at an early age, I was always very intuitive, very empathic. It's part of where I am now at 43. It's part of my life's impacts that I've utilized from trauma to wisdom to share, to take people on that path. And that understanding of that internal feeling, every time I joined the dot, looking back, every time something I was going through, I had an internal voice, an internal feeling and knowing saying, Donna, you're on the right path.
Yeah.
This is shaping you. Keep going.
Wow.
As entrepreneurs, you have it. Like, as philanthropists or people that are there for social impact, you have that feeling when the formidable hits the fan and you're going, why am I doing this? Why has this relationship crumbled? Why have I put my kids through this? Why do they not want to talk to me? Why have I lost everything? Why am I in this financial? But there is an inner feeling that you connect to that is telling you, you have to keep going.
Wow.
This is where you're going with this.
But can that
Yeah.
be, can that inner feeling be somewhat, you know, not somewhat have a shape that's not the right shape? But because what I'm getting to
Yeah.
here is, you know, when we go through those terrible relationships, when we go through all that trauma and all those things, yet we're going through that pain and we don't know. We could say that that's not where we're meant to be, you know? It's like, at what point do you feel it transitions from, okay, now you're able to listen to yourself with authenticity. Now you're listening to who you are, and that's it. Because I didn't get that until I was about at least 35, maybe. I was just hovering around in what I thought. Well, actually, I didn't know. I'm going to say it's safe to say, Donna, you know, that I wasn't listening. And do you think that that is a problem where people just don't know how to hear that inner truth?
Massive. But my reflection on that, and again, this is my interpretation, this has been my experience. So for the listeners, take what you want from this, but again, ask yourself, what emotion are you addicted to that is not serving you?
Wow, now that's big. What emotion are you addicted
Today.
that was a golden nugget. And you know, I'm gonna just check this in quickly. I am a recovered generous person. I'm a recovered generous person. I no longer snort people because I feel sorry for them, or they got a pity party, or I feel I can heal them, I can mend them. I no longer do that. That took me to burnout. And that's what you're saying there is we get addicted to a certain emotion. Mine was generosity, girl, and that's a bad one to get over. It's like heroin when you think about that. Wow, what emotion are you addicted to? That's huge. We should do a
But look
whole
at that in your
on that,
life
yeah.
and how you're showing up. What are you addicted to? Is it people pleasing? Is it always keeping everybody else okay? But inside you're crushed, you're crumbling, you're looking at you going, who is this person? What is this life that I'm living? Are you coming to that phase where you're completely out of alignment and you're just going because you don't want to pay attention? That's your responsibility.
That's brutal, isn't it? And I know I was there. I was there. Listen, what I've not put any, what I haven't drank, what I haven't taken, I've done all those things. And for many years, I was drunk for a long time. And, you know, and that was part of that process where I didn't know how to hear myself. I didn't know how to hear myself. It's like, wow, Donna, when we think about addiction to emotion, where does that come from? I know we haven't got a lot of time here. Where's that addiction come from, do you think?
That's your upbringing, that's your phases of life, that's what's being triggered and what continues, what you play out in your generation to their generation to their generation.
Yeah.
So are you ready to break this cycle?
Wow. Donna Martin, legacy designer. I love it. It's beautiful. What a 10-minute power shot we did there. What is your inner truth? And do watch out there, because myself and Donna got loads of plans coming. We got some
Yeah.
major announcements to make in the next couple of weeks for sure. It is beautiful how two ends of the world are coming together. Donna Martin, legacy designer, the good life person. We all love you to bits. Nearly as much as Lee, I'm sure. But happy days, and we will catch you very soon. Thank you, girl.
Thank you, folks. Thank you, Paul. You're a legend.